Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal. And in this video we're coming in with another episode of the Diablo 2 Resurrected, the best of the best. This is my personal take on all 7 classes in the game and what is the best magic finding build on players 8 and on players 1. Today we are going to showcase the Paladin, a hated and loved character because of the build that he is running, which is obviously going to be the Hammered-In. If you enjoy the Hammered-In, if you enjoyed this video series, and if you do enjoy Diablo 2 Resurrected, please hit me up with a follow and a subscription and leave your comments underneath in the box. Until the next video, take care, and I will see you guys then. Alright guys, it's time for a fan favorite and a fan hate object actually. A lot of people have this build pretty much shoved down their throats because it's for many years was used for botting on the old Lord of Destruction Battle.net, and it probably still is used for botting. But that doesn't mean that this build isn't still very strong. It's a fairly simple build to play. It's a fairly simple character to manage because he doesn't really have that many abilities. However, he can be quite complicated to play if you choose the gear I have chosen. In my opinion, this is the highest DPS output and the most efficient Hammered-In you can build. I haven't seen anyone sort of like experiment with other setups than this. I'm obviously this is obviously my opinion, but I am excited to show off this build. So we're gonna begin with the Mercenary, and he is running a Sacred Armor Fortitude. Well, just shy of 4,000 defense on this thing over here. And he's running the Andy's Visage with Fire Res, so that he is still fire capped on Hell. And here is the big difference that most people don't choose. It's the Doom. The Doom Polearm. That is the build that I want to play. It allows me to play 75 attack speed with a Thresher because this rune word has 45 attack speed on it, and the Mercenary is using the Andes with 35. So we actually have 80 attack speed on the Mercenary right now. And he is quite the nasty one. You can see it here. He has 7,000 damage before he has might and concentration. So you're gonna see some damage from this boy over here. The character is running the following gear. We obviously have the CTA. We have a Spirit for buffing. Heart of the Oak, Enigma Mageplate, Spirit. This is a 43 all-res Spirit. I haven't found anything better. Shaco, of course. We have a 210, or this is a 216 amulet. This would have been better if it could have 210 and have an extra stat like Magic Finder or something. The all res here is it's pretty much wasted. Fire res would have been good, but all res is kind of meh. It doesn't really help us that much. We have plenty of all resistances. We are lacking fire res, as you're gonna see from our inventory. We have a upgraded Mage Fist here, double SOJ, Arachnid's Mesh, and we are running War Traps because we are a magic finding character. 1919 Torch and a 2020 Annihilus, and here's, as you can see, we have a lot of small charms with fire resist to make up for the lack of fire res on the Spirit. So this is what I mean with the amulet. I would rather have removed this all res and gone with like 20-25 fire res, and then I could have taken more mana charms, so 7 MFers with mana instead of fire res. That would have been better. The skillers are here, of course. Skillers with FHR, 40 Geeds, some with life, as you have seen before, and that's the character. We're gonna do one run in Chaos on players 8. I feel the run that I'm going to show you here is the way that I like to play the Hammered-In if I am farming runes. or runes or bases. I think that this is going to showcase a perfect way of utilizing the strength of this character while farming runes and bases. So let's head over to Chaos, and I can show you how this is done. Alright, we are ready to do Chaos. Players 8, of course, and I'm going to show you how I like to do this. So there's one thing that you need to be aware of when you're playing this build, and that is the fact that you do not have Spirit. You do not have Eternal Mana. That is important. So you have to pick the talent Redemption. I'm going to go over the build later on. So you have to activate this Redemption at the correct time. Oh, did I say Spirit? I meant to say Insight. Yeah, we don't have an Insight on the Mercenary. That's what I meant to say. Yes. So you have to take 1 point in Redemption. So it's very important that you activate your Redemption at the correct time. So let's do it. Let's do the run. You guys can time it. This is players 8. You can see how long it takes, okay? Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. Wait, did I not click it? Oh, I did click it. So we're doing P8 here. There we have it. Full mana again. Seal pop. Okay, so here we're gonna do the trick that I talked about the other day. Stand here, right there, pre-cast. When Diablo comes out, telestomp, check the damage. There you go, done. That's P8, guys. That is a really, really fast Chaos run. And particularly with the trick that you do here, with the precasting of the hammers, you get a lot of DPS out on Diablo very quickly, because the hammers that you have already cast, they're displaced because you're up here. Then you're telestomping him, and he's basically getting hit double. So yeah, it's a very, very fast build. And this is, in my opinion, this is the area where the Hammerlin shines. Like, this is what the Hammerlin is good at. This is what it's extremely good at. High player count, you get high value from the seal bosses, lots of experience. You get high value from Diablo, lots of experience, because you can kill him so fast. And as you saw, if you use the Redemption at the correct time, you are not going to have mana problems. Okay, we are back in Chaos on players 8. I got a question about how do you use Redemption properly on this character. So, the way you want to do it, because we are playing with Doom, we don't have Insight to give us mana regeneration. That's also why we're playing SOJs over BKs, for instance, to get more life. And also why we're using Mage Fist instead of Trangul Gloves. We have to have our mana sustained until we can use the Redemption talent. So in my opinion, the way you want to use Redemption is that as soon as you see the Seal Boss die, so when Grand Vizier die, I click Redemption, and then I click Show Loot so I can see what's on the ground. And then as soon as Redemption ticks and fills up my mana to full, I teleport on to the next Seal Boss, and I do the same thing there. And then the same thing on the third one before I Seal Pop. So we're going to do this at full speed. Players 8, of course, as before. We're going to do it at full speed. Try to pay attention to when you see redemption being activated. It's going to happen just after I kill the seal boss. And then if you have more questions, we can talk about it after the run. Okay, that was the run. With checking the seal pop, and I hope that you did see where I activated redemption. You can't use frostburns because they don't have FCR. You would drop below the 125 FCR. You have to stay at 125. Hammers is 15k. Yeah, 15k with this build. If I don't forget a ring. No, I didn't. Yeah, we're good. 15k. And we have, of course, as shown before, just north of 300 magic find. Yeah, this is very, very strong. Max block, 14,000 defense, seal popping. Like, what did you say? A minute 15 to seal pop and kill everything on P8. So yeah, it's a very, very strong build. But let's move on to P1. Okay, so we have changed out some gear, guys. This is going to be the P1 build, and this guy is going to farm in the pits. In the pits, this is a pretty sweet character. So let me show you what we changed. We kept the 35 attack speed, and these, of course, and the fortitude, but we swapped from the Doom to a Insight. Pretty decent Insight, 245 ED with 6 to crit, so this is going to be a really high DPS output weapon with this 35 attack speed breakpoint. The gear we have kept the same, of course, in the buff zone. We have an Isted Wizard Spike. We have Chance Guards now. We have a 10 FCR ring with Magic Find. And we have a Fortuitous Ring of Fortune. Oh, sadly, it rolled only 30, but it's the best one that I have so far. And the skillers have all been replaced by 7MF small charms of various secondary stats. Everything else is the same, and the build is the same. So I'm not going to respec. I have only 71% block here because we removed the Hodo with 10 to dex. But if you are playing online and you do have this build, of course make sure that you have 75% block. But just for this showcasing, I'm not going to be bothered to respec. Alright, let's head off to the pits. Okay, so we're in Outer Cloister. Jesus. Players 1, of course. This is a Players 1 build. And we're going to do the pits, and this is on Players 1 a elite and champion farming characters. You don't worry about the white monsters at all. This is just going to be super, super quick elite champion farms. So we do a little bit of far teleporting here. And here we go. It's a little bit hard to see where the elites are, because they have different colors than I'm used to from LOD. This map is not amazing, let me just tell you that up front. Champions here, a couple of elites. I don't care about the white monsters. Elite there we go. Just quick, just kill the elites. Be done with it. Quick scan for elites. There was, wait, was that one? Nope, no elites. Okay, so this map is obviously terrible, but I don't want to reset my other maps just for this. More minions. There we go. No minions. And nothing. If I counted the packs there, I could potentially have skipped that. That big turnaround. Okay, one there. And one here. Anything in the corner? No, that was it. Alright. That wasn't too bad, was it? So yeah, that's the build. And this build has almost 600 Magic Find. You can actually break 600 Magic Find if you optimize a little bit better. If you have a better amulet, my amulet doesn't have any Magic Find at all, I would take a 210 with 20 Magic Find over this any day of the week. This all res is completely wasted for me. So that would be better. You can also get more Magic Find on this ring, and on this ring actually. So there are ways to reach 600 Magic Find on this build. 125 FCR, of course. Super high Magic Find. Extremely good damage. 9k damage. Max block. I don't know, what 10,000 defense? Let me just buff up here real quick. Yeah, 10,500 defense. And over 3,000 health. So it's an unbelievably strong build. I know it's not the most revered build because the build has been used for botting in the past and probably still is. So people have like a love-hate relationship to the Hammerden. But if you want to chill, if you want steady progression, chill gameplay, you want to be a live lord, you want to like have virtually 0% chance of dying, this build is really good. There is nothing incredibly expensive about this build. Insight and Andes, you know, they're kind of nice. The Fortitude, of course, might cost you a little bit. You have the Enigma, but that's pretty much the build. The rest is completely obtainable gear across the board. So if you have an Enigma and a Fortitude, you can play this build. You technically don't even need the Fortitude, to be honest, because you're doing most of the killing. You just want your mercenary to have insight. So yeah, very strong build. Check it out if you are interested in playing this build. 574 Magic Find is what I have here, and on Players 1, which is Battle.net 4's player count, you would only farm the pits and you would farm elites and champions. You can probably get through a pit map in under a minute 30 with this character every time. Very strong build. Alright, let's take a quick look at the talents for this character. I actually forgot to do this during the video when we were live, so that's why you don't see any Twitch chat on the left side, and you also see me in a different shirt. But we're going to go over the skills here really quickly. The way you want to build this is you obviously max your Blessed Hammer, and for now you put 1 point in your Holy Shield. You would put 1 point in Vigor, 1 point in Salvation, 1 point in Redemption. On the offenses, you would max your Concentration and your Blessed Aim. After that, you would max your Vigor, and lastly, you would max your Holy Shield. This build maxes out at level 98, as you see over here. If you are to skip Salvation, it would max on 97. If you are to skip Redemption, it would max at level 96. It's quite the standard Hammerden build, and not really and not really anything special. Yeah. So do we have any questions? The small charms will cost you an armor. Well, you don't need the small charms with. I mean, check my res here. I have almost 300 fire res. Look at this resistance. Like I could have done this with clean small charms. This is just because it was these charms that I had on the character. So you don't need that type of resistance at all. Because, you know, you have the wizard spike. So that makes up for everything. You absolutely don't need charms with resistances or 7 MFers with resistances at all when you're playing this P1 build. Because you're playing wizard spike. I got a question before. Why wizard spike? Because it's better for P1. Playing the Heart of the Oak is obviously best in slot for damage, for sure. But I have almost 10,000 damage. Like, what do I need more damage for when I'm on P1? I literally one-shot everything. So in the pits, it's one hammer to kill an elite. And that's why this build is quite strong, because when you play him at 125 FCR, you have the max block, you have really high defense, you have almost 600 magic find. You can farm really fast with this character. And the funny part is that it is quite cheap. I know, Enigma budget, lol. Well, it kind of is. It's not that bad. In my opinion, it's just an Enigma and a Fortitude. The rest is quite obtainable. Obviously, I'm talking about Torch and Nihilist. Those can be expensive, but you don't technically need them. So that's my take on the 2 best Hammered-in builds for Players 1 and for Players 8. If you did enjoy this video on the Paladin, please leave a comment down below what you want to see next. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.